Hey, what's going on? It's Tripp from trippadvice.com. I'm actually going to be walking up here in just a second to my friends Christina and Stephanie's, also known as T&A from the T&A Talk Sex podcast. And we're going to be hanging out and you're going to be learning some really cool sex tips. They have figured out 3 of their very best sex tips that every guy should know. We're going to be talking about that and checking out their place. So come with me. Like back against the board, you know what I'm saying? Sitting up. Mm-hmm. Me in middle, 2 on the sides. And then I can even advertise the fact that I'm on your channel as well, also in bed. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah, something like that. You play piano?
I'm learning. Okay. It's okay to fail.
Nice.
So the important takeaway is that if you don't practice, you won't be as good at it.
You gotta practice piano, you gotta practice with women. Everything takes practice.
We're gonna use a tomato.
We're gonna use a tomato.
That's all we have.
Should we put a hole in it?
Well, I was thinking you could bite it.
to represent what?
Because
we just want like the mouth.
I don't know what you were describing, but it reminded me of my own sort of fruit thing, which was, I actually thought where you were going was that the top of the mouth is actually over the clitoris, and you're kind of like eating something like a
yes,
mango.
You're right, like a mango pit. We really do need a mango.
Yeah. I think like the music that you two just played, sex can be its rhythm and pacing and time, and right, so if you can go faster, faster is amazing when it's sort of with a rhythm or a purpose, right? So I think, you know, maybe you start slow and then you speed up, and then you go slower and then you speed up, you know, and
that's like a really dance. Yeah.
Okay, we're in bed now to talk about some awesome sex tips with the T&A ladies. Who's T?
I'm T, hi.
Who's A?
I'm A.
There you go. So let's talk about some sex tips. So the 3 best sex tips, we were just kind of figuring out what the best ones were. I wanted to let them kind of figure out what they think are the best sex tips, and so we're gonna present them to you right now. So what do we got? Let's start with the first one. Who wants to start?
Okay, so the first one, and this is a huge pet peeve, but the first one for me is slow the fuck down.
Slow the fuck down.
It's not just necessarily the intercourse slow down. We mean like the whole dance, the whole foreplay, everything. Because I think guys don't understand really how sensual we are and how much foreplay we really need to be turned on. And so it's guys are like, okay, foreplay, can we fuck now? And it's like, no, slow down. Okay. Foreplay, can we fuck now? And it's like, slow down. Yeah. Like, wait until she's literally begging you for it.
I think a great like game to the slow down, to actually make the slow down work, is like, get her to be like, when are you going inside? Like, how good is that?
Why aren't you inside of me right now?
Like, yeah, like if she wants you inside of her.
Like, that's what you want. You want her like clawing at you and pulling you in.
You want her
that aroused. Yeah. Because another thing too is a lot of women maybe don't know their bodies that well, or there's a little bit of pressure for them to like reach arousal, and so they'll say they're there when they're not really there. So you know, by
the more you give that to them, then they don't have to question. Right. Am I doing this right? I don't know.
And girls happen to be a little bit more in their head, right? So like you kind of got to warm it up,
right?
You know, and that takes going a little bit slow. If you're going faster, like what's going on? Like what's happening right now? Like you got to ease your way into it, right?
Yeah. More slow, like it just makes you, it brings you out of your head and into the body, you know?
Yeah.
And it just totally shifts your mindset.
It's more sensual.
Totally,
yes. What helps is like you like study it, right? Like I'm studying the curve of his ear.
All right, so let's go to number 2. What is your best sex tip for the guys?
I have had a couple of memorable experiences.
Me too. With using a man using his voice when he's giving you or us oral.
Yeah, us, you, who,
Not
someone.
you.
Not you, us.
Right. When you're giving oral.
Mind blowing. There's a built-in vibrator. Why aren't you using it?
There's a built-in vibrator, and you're
Okay.
going, how can I compete with this vibrator?
There we are. There's the
Turns
tomato.
out it's
We have
throat.
okay, so imagine, if you will. So it's just basically like if you have your upper lips, you can put it like on the clit.
Yeah, I would say
and
you want
then
to kind of
just open your mouth as wide
clit.
as you can and like try to just like engulf her. And then if you can, occasionally get some tongue action on her, like the opening of her vagina. But it's basically like like my whole tomato is vibrating, and that's gonna feel fucking good.
Yes, the humming of your mouth, but there's also like the humming in your chest, like your whole body.
Make it come from your diaphragm.
Yeah, when you hum, like you can feel it. I had a tantric massage where this man pressed his chest against like my pelvic area and hummed, and everything vibrated, and it was amazing. But in fact, doing this full mouth thing, I mean, because technically you have all, the stimulation in your lips and everything as a woman, like, so when you're doing that full coverage hum.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Third tip is don't just nipple and clit target.
You know when you're playing darts and you want to hit the center and that's the goal only? That's not how this works.
Right?
Opposite.
Yeah, right.
It's
This
the
is like,
opposite. You want to start on the outside and make your way
breasts
in.
are not just, I know you guys like to see the nipples get hard because it makes you feel like you've done something in the world, you've like had an impact on us.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great, but selfish, to be honest. It's selfish. And really what it is like there's a whole breast there, a whole breast. And it's the same with the
I just
clit.
think guys aren't really aware that there are other sensitive parts of the body. I think I think that's a problem. I think that's why guys are just going for the nipple or the clit. It's like they just think, oh, that's where the girl likes it. They don't even know.
Well, I think sex
all
ed in
the other
America
areas.
sucks.
Yeah, but sex in America is like, it's the thing, it's like you have to cover up your nipple and you have to like hide your vagina area, right? So as a man, of course you're like, oh, those are the sex parts.
Naturally.
Right. But it's like, it's actually where our whole body is a sex part.
And all this goes for the clit as well. It's the same illness in the head of like just going for the clit.
Miseducation.
It's like, okay, yes, when I'm fully aroused because you've like touched that whole area is on, then I'll orgasm when my clit is rubbed. But like that doesn't mean just go for the clit, It's like that whole area, my outside lips, my inner thighs, like the more you tease that whole area, and bring in the clit soft, it's amazing. I think a lot of guys feel like they have to go really hard on the clit, so we're going really soft too.
It's organic.
You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, wherever you do your podcast listening. We're T&A Talk Sex.
Yeah,
Yes.
on social media we're T&A Talk Sex, but our podcast is called T&A Talk Sex.
I'm going to make it easy. I'm going to put their Instagram, their iTunes, and their YouTube channel in the description below. Everyone wins. Awesome. All right, let's get off the bed now. That was fun.